This video on Sage 300. Today I'd like to show you how to use Sage 300 to manage your purchasing, including purchase requisitioning and approvals for purchase requests. So we can log into Sage 300 as a user who's planning to request for some items. This is the purchase requisition which has been created. So if you look at this purchase requisition, this user doesn't have the right to directly create a purchase order from purchase requisition. So the system will put the purchase requisition on hold. So now the person with the permission or approval has to log into the Sage and approve this purchase requisition. Let's see how that happens. The person with the approval for approving purchase requisition can now approve by releasing the hold on this purchase requisition and posting this entry. Once this has been approved, the person who is requesting the purchase requisition can now log into the system open the purchase requisition which he created earlier. Now you find that the hold has been removed. That is, basically it has been approved. And now he can post this requisition. And he can proceed to create a purchase order from this requisition. Let's see how that happens. The purchase requisition has now been copied to a purchase order. Now we can post this purchase order. The purchase order could be sent to the vendor. Now we might be wanting to extend this functionality further, apart from the standard functionality, to raise purchase requisition to vendors and get a RFQ, request for quote, and vendors can send their quotations to Sage, which can be directly input into Sage itself. Let's see how we can do this. For this, we have to log into module, which is an extension of Sage 300, that is add-on module from norming. Now we enter the user who would be creating this purchase requisition as here you have a choice of request for quote from the vendor directly. So let's create a request for quote. I need to first save this document. Now I can add the vendors from whom I want to receive a quote. You can also even attach a specification or any other document along with this. And you can have a rule of 3 quotes. You can also add additional quotes, vendors, so that you can receive minimum of 3 quotes. You can have a rule set within the system for that. And you can choose between these 3 quotes. So you can do this, and send this through email to the vendors. So the system says that the quote has gone to the vendors. Now the vendors have to respond with the pricing, which will enter directly into Sage 300. So let's see how this happens. So this is one of the vendors we have sent the quote to. Let's refresh and see if. So now we're getting this quote to the email of the vendor. to provide a code for the items. So I am going to and we can submit this code. Now let's go back to the system to see if this code submitted by the vendor appears in Sage portal. And you can see that the prices which I have submitted does come over here. So we can wait for the other vendors. If other vendors are coming, quotes are received in the same way, and we can then select the one which is more suitable. So once we have selected and saved this as the quote required for approval, we can press submit, and then you can see that this quote has been to be approved by the next level. You can have at any level of approvals configured. So now this has gone for approval to the next level so that the purchase can be approved. So let's log out of this vendor. Let's log out of this user, and we will log in as the approver. So you'll see that there is a approval list waiting for approval. So here the vendor can open this, the approver can open the quote which is requiring approval. He can check the quote and he can then approve the So you can see that this has been approved. So now if we go back into Sage 300, you can see within the Sage 300 all the codes which are approved, ready for approval. You can see all the different codes which are approved, and internally within this into Sage you can further approve, or you can post it inside Sage fully. So you can see here that these codes have been approved, and you can use a regular feature of posting within the Sage itself. You can see, for example, what are the codes, approvals have happened, awaiting approval. So this gives you a more comprehensive purchasing through Sage 300. I hope you found this interesting, and if you need further information about computerizing your purchasing or purchasing approval through Sage 300, we'll be happy to help out. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.